Together, I tell you, there must have been about 4 veterans on that team. Everyone else was a rookie. Really didn't do bad, taking in consideration it was a first-year team. So one more time, clap it up for them. Yeah. Okay. Now, I have the distinct honor and pleasure of giving the awards to a team that honestly, if I was getting paid to coach, it would be like stealing money. It really was like stealing money, because I mean, I had to keep them in line, don't get me wrong, but there was very little coaching going on my behalf, because I really had a very talented team. And you know, maybe because we had more competition. We would have to play college teams to have more competition. With the exception of an offensive line, you know, we would have had to tweak this offensive line. No, because they just weren't big enough. Big offensive linemen. So we didn't have that. But every other position, for the most part, you know, we had a decent receiver. He could catch the ball in stride, right? Exactly. Yeah. Now we had some good receivers, had great running backs with blocking ability. A lot of them aren't here today. We had great defensive players. We had kids that didn't play, weren't first string, and were very team supportive. And I love to see that. I love to see a guy who's on the sideline. How many times in the pros you see a starting quarterback taken out of the game, but he stays on the sideline to help the quarterback that's in there playing the game, because he's a team player. And that's really what it comes down to. At first, you have to be a team player. If you're not there for the team, you're playing the wrong sport. You should play tennis or play something else where there's no team involved. Play pool, say something that doesn't involve teams. Because when you're on a team, the #1 thing is to play as a team. Lift up your team, support your team, so the team could be the best that they could be. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you play exactly what you want, that everything happens to your favor, that you're not the star in every game, but the team played the best that they can play as a team, and you as an individual help that team do that. We understand that? Yeah. You understand that, guys? Yeah. So you guys that are going on, remember that. You're on a team, play as a team. And I can honestly say this team played that way. And that's why we went undefeated. That's why we won the championship. It wasn't so much my coaching. Their talent and their ability. I will tell you this. I will tell you one thing. My approach to coaching may be different than a lot of other coaches. I don't overcoach. When you overcoach, you really stunt the team. Because if you overcoach, then the team thinks he's got to turn to you to make every single decision he has to make. And I always coached my kids like they had a brain. And the kids do have brains. They have the ability to think for themselves. So you could teach them basics, and you could help them on the sideline, but you don't have to call every single move they make. You don't have to call every single play. After a number of years that guys have played football, if they can't make some decisions on their own, then I don't know what's wrong. But I always coach my kids like they have brains. And I generally attract some very smart kids because of that. I don't treat them like they're idiots. Quiet down over there, guys. I don't treat them like they're idiots, and they perform like they're intelligent. And that's how they performed this year. I must have called maybe 10% of the plays. The rest they called on their own. If I thought they were in trouble or they needed some help, some direction, I did it. But basically, I'm not taking the credit for this championship. These kids really were attentive, they were focused, they were disciplined, they came to practice, they played hard. Gentlemen, Lowry, focus, listen, okay? And they played excellent. And I wish they did have a little more competition, but like I tell them, where am I going to find this competition? I mean, some of you running backs are like you're going to college. We're going to find these guys, okay? Really, I'll be honest with you. I watch a lot of college football. And some of these backs were like, whoa. I mean, some of them aren't here. But they were just very good backs. And that's not with practicing every single day. That's practicing once or twice a week. Okay? So without any further ado, to this 2012 championship team that a lot of them I coached for the first time, some of them I know for a long time. It was absolutely my pleasure, and I am so grateful to have been part of your season as a team. I really was. And I hope that whoever's coming back for the winter next year, you know, can repeat it. We've definitely become a target. Everybody wants to beat us now. You know, we've grown. A lot of people hate us now, so we're ready to step up the game. Okay. So now. Number 27. Here's a young man that I'll never forget the day he came to my door. Coach, he says, I want to play football. I said, well, he was a little guy, you know? Why do you want to play football? He said, Coach, I got a lot of anger. You know? He's got a little anger, but he's better. Okay. So I'm going to try to get his last name right. Okay, well, not the first time, but I don't call him by his last name, you know, enough to get it right. Quinteros, is that right? Billy Quinteros, 27. All right, very good. Okay, you want all right. Billy, you're about to be a starting running back, can you imagine? Okay. I tell you what, listen, you could be a running back if you move the ball. You move the ball, you're a running back. You don't move the ball, you're not a running back. Okay. Here's a young man, boy, he played for me one season, next season he just grew too big and he couldn't play after that. But he finally came back to a team that I had that was unlimited weight. So, no, it's good. I mean, he's really a football guy. And he's a great defensive player, defensive lineman, doesn't like to block. But what the hell, you know? Let's hear it for number 33, Brian Reynolds. Yeah. Brian. When he played for me the second year, he had to run, and he tried to lose weight because there was a weight limit, you know? And he used to run, and then I'd see him sneak in the corner eating a hero. Brian loves football, but I think he loves eating more than football. Brian, I come from a big family. It's okay. Okay. All right. No, I can't do that to everybody. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Here's a player. Here's a player that he loves to play with me. But I think he's beginning to love to play against me too, so that's okay. You know, I love my players whether they're on my team or they're on another team. You know what I mean? I really do, and I mean that wholeheartedly. You know, wherever you're good with me. So let's hear it for a good receiver, a good guy who's become very good over the years, won a championship with his high school, won a championship with us. Let's hear it for number 0. Rafael Hidego. Is that right? Hidego? Okay, congratulations, buddy. I'll be looking for you. I'll be looking for you in the winter league. Okay. What happened now? Okay, let's hear this play here. I'm not going to talk about everybody this long because everybody gets bored. Okay. Cabero. Is that? Cavallo. Well, some of them are first-year players, so, you know, I'm just going by their first name. But here's a good, strong running back that's going to go, I believe, to the University of West Virginia. Is that right? So watch on TV, and you might see Mr. Boris in the backfield. You're running hard like he ran for us, University of West Virginia. And it was my pleasure. He left the team for a little bit. He was one of the guys left the team in the middle of the season, came back, had to finish the season with the Gladiators. But I loved him either way, whether he played over there, he played over here. But I was happy to have him back, and I'm glad I'm giving him this trophy, and I'm glad to have been his coach, at least for this season. So let's hear it for number 4, Boris Cavallo. Yeah, Boris. Okay, you gotta do a good job for the Dominicans over there. I want to see. You gotta get running backs in the pros, you know. All right. Okay, there we go. That's what we got next here. Okay, here's a great player. You know, some people, you know, I swear, they have the personalities. that if you could have 50 guys on a team, I had a few of those on the team this year, and you can handle them. You can have 100 guys, you can handle them, because they just have the greatest disposition. And I love guys with great disposition, because they're the same. They play 100%, they play tough, nothing gets them down, they just keep going. I had that in a quarterback that played for the Jaguar. I gave him over to my son last year. He's going to play again. His name is Buster White. Nothing, this guy just never complains no matter what. And this gentleman is just like that. It was a pleasure to coach him. It'll be a pleasure to see him again play. Let's hear it for Xavier Sanchez, number 54, great lineman, great defensive lineman, great kid. Congratulations. See you soon. Got a plan for you. Okay. Okay. Here's another one of the same type of dispositions. One of those guys that weren't a starter, but was always with the team, always glad when the team won, always there to support the team, and never complained. And it was my pleasure to know him and to coach him again this year. So let's hear it for DJ Fassi, number 98. All right? DJ. And he ran a touchdown. He ran a touchdown in practice once, right? Didn't you? DJ. Let's hear it for DJ. Good team player. Okay.
Coach is crazy.
This guy, okay. Okay, here's a guy, tough guy, also played for Bayside High School, played for us, but he had a championship season with us, only played a few games with Bayside High School. He's a good defensive lineman. He wants to play different positions. There's another guy wants to run the ball. It's my second year with him, and we'll play again in the winter, and we'll see what happens in the future. But let's hear it for a great player, tough guy, good shape, a little crazy at times. George Nur, number 74. And tell your mother thank you for the cake. Mother always brings you cake. Okay. All right, here we go. Here's Loverboy. Here he is himself. Okay, some players, at 17, you never see him without, there's a girl. He's outside, on the sideline, there's a girl over here, over there. They get to be that age. I don't know what it is. They always have a sidekick. But he came for me, I think, out of Canarsie High School at the beginning of the season, and he had a little scuffle with the quarterback. I'm not going to go into that. So I said, okay, come play with us. But I didn't have any problems with the kid. I mean, he was great. I mean, always smiling, he always, playing his best. Good all-around athlete, has a lot of talent. Whether he'll stay focused and take it, where he can take it, that's up to him. But it was an absolute pleasure, and he really is a good receiver. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So let me hear it for number 15, ASAP or Keon Dobson. I want to get your trophies there. You want to bring your girlfriend up? Go in. I want to shake your hand. Don't glass of water, like they used to say, okay? What a haircut. Okay. Alright. We're gonna get done with this. Gotta start with, look at it, I'm not too tired today, so I can think. Okay. Alright, here's an excellent, feisty little guy, I mean, he was a first-year player, and I saw him in the school, and I asked him if he wanted to play. I thought he was kidding, and then I didn't see him, and then he saw him again. I said, "No, I'm serious. I want to play. I really want to play." I said, "Are you kidding? Because I don't know how you're serious." I said, "You didn't." No, I really want to play. You want to play? He was good. He was a good defensive lineman. He was a good offensive lineman. If you ticked him off, he really played tough. He didn't get ticked off too much, but when he did, I noticed, wow, he really went back out there and really did his thing. But he's got a good future. He just been informed that he joined the U.S. Army, and he'll be in the cadets in the and the air unit. He'll be jumping out of airplanes into different situations. So I give him a lot of credit. He made a decision on what he wanted to do, and he went out and do it, and he'll be leaving January 2nd. So let's hear it for
July 2nd.
Oh, July 2nd. July. Okay, July 2nd. Excuse me. So he's got a little time. He's got a little time. That's good. So let's hear it for him. His mother's over here in the audience, as you can see. Kyle Cabot, number 34. Maybe play football for Johnny. But Kyle Cadet.
Good job, Dino.
Mother wants to take a picture. You got that intimidating look, right?
Fake.
Okay. Pleasure, buddy. What's the matter? What a champion. Oh, yeah. Boy, I'll tell you. Try to get these guys to be happy. Okay, here's a first-year player. I'll tell you, let me tell you, just so you know, I get a lot of kids that don't get to play until they're 14 or 15 years old. And the reason being is that the parents don't let them play. They're too small, the game's too rough, and, you know, they think that they'll forget about it. But they don't forget about it. I try to tell the parents, let them play when they're young. Because when they have to start at 14, 15, 16 years old, it's rougher for them. And here's one of those players, and he was just excellent in practice this week. I mean, like, he took charge, he became the quarterback that I needed, and he started telling people what to do. You know, I saw the potential in this player the first time I saw him. I have this ability to see potential in individuals. And he's going to play in the winter season, and I'm sure he's going to grow. The mother looked at me when she first signed up and said, look at him, he's small. Look at him, look at him. Can he play football? I said, look at my son. My son was small too. Don't make a difference. It's not how big you are, it's the size of your heart, determination, and passion. That's really what it comes down to. So let's hear it for number 19, Ricardo Astati Zaba. I'm going to get him to pronounce when he comes up here. Ricardo. Yeah, let's hear it for Ricardo.
Is this short into Aries?
Okay, short Aries. Want to take a picture? Okay. See you on Monday, tomorrow. Okay, next one. All right. This one don't have the screw, you see? That's what they used to make. Okay, here's a great ball player. He's one of those guys too, you could have 50 on the team because he's a team player and he's smart and you don't have to tell him much. And he knows what he's got to do and he does it. He doesn't talk a lot, talks with, you know, his actions. And it's a pleasure to coach this guy. I think this was like 3 seasons that I coached him. And I'm going to get to coach him again, at least this winter season, and we'll see what happens in the future. But I think he loves football. You know, sometimes you're not sure as they continue to play. You know, you don't know if they love it or not. But I think he loves football. He's quite good at it, actually. Played with all the kids. And I'm going to be very, very happy to have him back. And his mother's a very nice person, too. So let's hear it for Christian Garcia, number 13. God bless you. God bless you. Okay, man. What's the picture? And that's his sister. Okay, turn around, give everybody a big smile, sister.
Just put a wig on him and that's it.
Congratulations. Okay, getting close to the end here.
Just like
Over to this side. Okay, here's a neighbor. I remember when he played, he was 10 years old. I think he didn't finish the season. He didn't finish the season. You want to talk about skinny? This guy was skinny. If you lost the stick for your kite, you could have replaced him with that stick. He was that skinny, you know. And skinny kids always, they scare me, you know, because I'm like, this guy's got no meat on his bones. I mean, I'm just afraid, you know. So I try to protect them, you know, especially if they have a lot of heart, you know. Sometimes the skinny have a lot of heart. Well, he was a little nervous when he was 10, but when he came back and played last year and this year for me, how many years he played now? Maybe about, I think it's his 3rd year. He changed, and he really, really stepped up his game. and he lost his fear, and he was just focused and determined and a good team player, and it was an absolute pleasure to have him on my team and to have him as a neighbor. So please help me welcome up here number 80, Anthony. Hey, Anthony. Got guts. Kid's got guts. I have to tell you that. Okay. Okay. All right. Here's a big baby. Okay. I say that because, you know, some kids, they always have the heart of a child. And this guy's got the heart of a child.
It's only yours.
A good heart, I'll tell you know, and that's the key. I can honestly say that, you know, he tries to hide it, but after you coach for as long as I coach, you can see through individuals, and you can see what kind of heart they really got. I'm not only mean like a heart, you know, a fearless heart, but a good heart, you know what I mean? And he does things all the time, you know, but he doesn't let people see. He does things for other people. But, you know, when you're a football player, you're not supposed to show that much he thinks, you know? But he's an excellent athlete. An excellent athlete. Every time he's out there and he's playing, somebody comes up to him, what are you playing? What do you want to play? What do you want to play? What do you want to play? You should play. Oh, you should play. My God, this guy, you know what I mean? But he is an excellent athlete. He's a great friend of me and my son, and he's been around for a while. He's moved around for a while. But he's a very family-oriented person. He's just a team player. Great little running back. Rolly Azu, number 3. Let's hear it for Rolly. Rolly Azu.
Rolly Azu. That's a good running back. He ran away. Oh.
He ran home. He ran home.
Did you hear what I said, Rolly?
Yo, he didn't wash his hands.
Did you hear what I had to say?
Oh, this guy made a speech all about you.
Hard to believe this is the guy I'm talking about.
I got it on
I look
DVD.
like a tough guy. But you know, when you live in a tough neighborhood, you have to look tough, right? Rolly, it's all on tape, Rolly. You get Mr. X will let you see it. Okay. Okay. Here's another first-year player for me, but has played before. Also, a very passionate athlete, a great individual, very committed. Another person that I could have 50 on the team, and you know, I say that, but that's very important. You know, when you got to coach a team and everyone's a freaking headache, you know, it's very difficult. But when people play together and don't, you know, understand the team effort, it makes a major difference. And a good ball player, good defensive end, also a good running back. Happened to be on a team this year that had a lot of running backs. I couldn't help that. They kept coming, and I just said, okay, you know. But let's hear it for number 8, Thomas McLaughlin. Hey, Thomas, pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Good luck, baby. Good luck, baby. Okay. Okay, here's a Bayside guy. Okay, guy that ran track, had a little injury during the season. Didn't get to know him as well as I would like to, but you know, another one of the guys. Great team player, you know, good athlete, but like I say, he got injured somewhere like in the 3rd or 4th game, running track, I believe. And I think that stunted his ability to perform to 100%. But he didn't give up, didn't quit. Great individual, great person. Great disposition, great personality, and the potential to be a very good athlete. I can see that, you know, and certainly has the, should I say, the consistency, you know, when he's healthy, I'm sure, to be that great athlete. So let's hear it from number 45, Chris Silva. Chris Silva. Okay, Chris. Bayside Raider guy, right? You all right? Okay, Chris. My pleasure. Absolutely.
We have the same glasses, Peter?
Same one? All right. Okay, quiet over there in the front. Okay. All right.
Why are they leaving?
Where's ASAP? Where'd you go? Where's ASAP? Okay. Here's a young guy. I had a conversation with his mother this week about him playing. And funny things, certain things I remember. I just remember. And I can remember exactly having a conversation with the mother of this child. George, go eat some cake. I can remember having this conversation like it was yesterday, because I've had the conversation before. But I know, he wanted to play football. He goes to the Boys and Girls Club. I found him there. The mother said, okay, we'll let him play football when his grades get better. I said, listen, this is the deal. This is what I think works from my experience. Let him play football. We tell him his grades have to get better. If they don't get better, then we take football away from him. He don't like that, you see? Now, if you don't have football, you don't know you're losing. But when you have it and you lose it, it hurts more. It's like if you never had a pinky, you wouldn't know you never had one. But if you lose your pinky, you say, oh my God, I lost my pinky. I used to have one, So let's give him football, and then we'll stay on top of him. If it don't happen, me and you will work together, and I bet you 10 to 1 he does better in school. And here he is 6 years later, and his mother just told me, I think yesterday, ever since then, he's been good at school. So, because football can teach kids how to focus. A lot of kids have a problem with focusing, and they can't focus in the classroom. So you teach them how to focus on their feet in a football game, and then they take that ability to focus and they bring it into the classroom. So let's hear it for a tremendous kid that is growing and plays great defensive end. Once in a while he says he wants to run the ball, but he doesn't say that too often. But he's a great defensive end, good defensive player. Ashton Backer, number 28. Let's hear it for Ashton Backer. Moves a little slow, except when he's on the field, he moves fast. There we go. Got a lot of those plays. They move slow until they play. Hold on. Take two. Got it yet? If not, I'll get somebody to take it and send it to you. Good.
Wait. You got it.
Oh. All right. And that's his mother with the phone there, camera. All right, let's clap it up for her. This is back. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Okay. Here's another fine gentleman. Good ball player, good athlete. Good head on his shoulders. Focused guy. Team player. Kind of fast and, one of the guys that didn't get an opportunity to play. Had he got the opportunity to play when he was 9 or 10 years old, he would have been outstanding. Outstanding. I mean, he was still good. He was still very good, but he didn't get the opportunity to play when he was young. So, just keep that in mind. To people you may know if you have little young kids. But it was my pleasure to coach him. He did a great job. Normally, he would be starting on offense and defense all the time because he had that kind of ability. Also, a young man who has decided to serve this great nation, which I do appreciate, being a member of a family that 50 members have served in the armed forces of this country, including my father, for 39 months in active duty, World War II. So I do appreciate people that serve this country, and this gentleman has decided to do the same thing. So let's hear it for number 7, who's going to join the U.S. Navy, okay, Robert, who has joined the U.S. Navy, Robert Kinsley, number 7. Also comes from a family of, I think, Air Force people, aren't they? And Marines. Okay, that's it for tonight. All right, last but not least, did we miss anyone? Yeah. Cool. Okay. Last but not least, the best story I can tell you, because I've coached for 20 years, and I've been head coach for 550 games. Sometimes I call the game, sometimes I was just head coach. A lot of times I used to try to find offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators and just do all the other work, but sometimes that doesn't work out. But the greatest story I can tell you about this fella, I'll never forget it, is that I was coaching the 11 and 12-year-olds. My oldest son, Dominic, was coaching the 9 and 10-year-olds. And on that team was my son, who was 7 turning 8. Is that right? And there's a tryout for quarterback. You know, and he's trying out for quarterback. Remind you, he's on a 9 and 10-year-old team. Usually, I don't start an 8-year-old as a quarterback. So they all tried, and it looked like he was the best candidate. And I went to my oldest son, I said, "You think he could do it?" He's 8 years old. He turned to me and he said, "It looks like he's doing a better job than anyone else out there," you know, because he really wanted the position. And I'll never forget when he came to the sideline, and it looked like he was going to start at quarterback. And he's only 8 years old, remember, you know, that's like the size. How old are you? How old are you? 6, a little bit bigger than her. Walks to the sideline. Walks to the sideline. You'd think he was elected president. "I got the job." "I got the job." Okay. And with that, he's been quarterback for most of his career. Played a few other positions, but he's a good leader on the field. And you know, it's up to, you know, just like my oldest son, it's up to them what they're going to do with it. You can lead a horse to water, but you know the saying, you know, you can't make them wear a bikini. I mean, you can't make them drink water, you know. No, you can lead a horse to water, but, you know, that's up to you, how far you want to go with that. So, with that, it's up to him. You did a great job, won this championship, won last year's championship, won a bunch of other championships, won a bunch of first places in all the years he played arena football and that kind of stuff. Got best quarterback in the league a few times. I don't even keep track of it, you know, but it's kind of like a pleasure to coach your son, but you look back at it years later and it's a pleasure. But sometimes while you're doing it, it's not always so much fun, okay? Okay, because you're buckheads. But he does a great job, I'm going to tell you. Even though he's my son, he does a great job. And it's been a pleasure. And we'll have, I guess, at least one more season together, and we'll see how it goes from there. So help me give this award here to the leader of the 2012 Gladiators, okay, at the helm there, Mr. Capo, Christian Capo Casal, number 5. That's his girlfriend, Sharon. Okay? Anybody want to take it? Yeah, too many pictures, so that's okay. Oh, thank you very much, sir. It's been an absolute pleasure. I do want to recognize this gentleman over here. This gentleman over here has made so many memories possible by putting them on film, you know, and taking pictures. Not only was it a great season, but I'll be able to look at it for years to come because of the time and effort that Xavier's father, Xavier Sanchez, has put into taking these pictures of just about everything we've done, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. I don't remember any parent that ever really made the commitment that you made, and I thank you very much for that. Okay, parents, what I can tell you in a nutshell is support your kids. Support your kids. Everyone says it for sure. Everyone knows that. But here's what I suggest. Support your kids in their passions. Not the things that you would like them to do, but the things that they would like to do. Okay? Because a lot of parents support kids because they want them to do this or that. Well, try to get the kid to figure out what he wants to do and support him in that passion. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for the food that brought food. And thank you for being here for the children and for the team. Thank you very much. Thank you.